Hey there fellow proxies, I hope you guys are all doing well. So, just today the version 2.0 beta for Zenless Zone 0 has finally went live. And we have now received the full kits for two of the three 2.0 characters. The first character is named FUFU, who is a limited S-rank fire stunner and will be released during the second phase of the update. While the other is a A-rank character named YINHU, who takes the role of a physical defense unit and will release during Phase 1 of the patch alongside the other S-rank unit Yixian. So today in this video we'll be going over the full kit, W-Engine, and Mindscapes for both of the revealed characters. But before we begin, let me just give you guys a quick disclaimer that all of the info presented in this video is from the first iteration of the beta, and will likely be changed in subsequent updates. With that out of the way, let's begin without wasting any more of your time. Let's first start with FUFU. First is her basic attack, named Slashing Parade, which causes FUFU to launch up to 4 consecutive slashes, which deal physical and fire damage. Additionally, the third hit of the attack gains increased interruption resistance and reduced damage received. And holding or pausing during the third hit allows you to chain to the fourth hit of the attack. In addition to FUFU's own basic attacks, there is also auto attacks dealt by FUFU's companion named Pot Striker, which states that during combat, FUFU's companion named Popcorn Pot automatically attacks foes for fire damage on use. These attacks generates 20 points of heat, stacking up to a total of 200 points. Next is FUFU's skill or special attack. First is the normal version of the skill called Popcorn Slam, which causes her to unleash a spinning slash and then slam down to deal fire damage. While the other is the enhanced version of the skill called Pot Power Smash, which unleashes a joint heavy strike with Popcorn Pot dealing a greater amount of fire damage. Additionally, after using the skill, FUFU gains 80 points of heat and 2 heat spins. Moving over to the main meat of FUFU's kit, which is her core passive and additional ability. Her core passive is called Blazing Burn, which states that when FUFU uses Popcorn Pot skills, the pot remains on the battlefield, launching auto attacks and generating heat on hit. And if the heat is greater than or equal to 100 points and FUFU is off field, the pot triggers an open pot chain attack against enemies, and then additionally gives all allies the fired up effect, which gives everyone 34% crit damage and 15% ultimate damage. Additionally, during the fired-up state, FUFU gains 24 points of impact. And if her base attack is greater than or equal to 2,800, every 1 extra point increases her impact stat by 0.06 points, up to 36 points of impact can be gained in total. This effect lasts for 20 seconds and refreshes with repeat activation. Moving over to her additional ability called Team Beats, which simply increases the maximum decibel of all attack and rupture party members by 3,500 points if they are present in the party. And last of the major abilities are FUFU's chain attack and ultimate. Her chain attack switches over to Popcorn Pot, which deals heavy fire damage. And furthermore, if heat is greater than or equal to 100 points, Open Pot is automatically launched after the chain attack, which deals an additional hit of high fire damage. Then there is FUFU's ultimate, which causes Popcorn Pot to slam down twice, dealing massive fire damage. And additionally, FUFU gains 100 points of heat and 4 heat spins. And speaking of heat spin points, these are used by FUFU's special dash attack called High Speed Rotation, which causes her to enter the spinning state when holding the evade button after performing a dash attack. During this state, FUFU can move around freely while spinning and deals physical damage upon contact with enemies. Furthermore, if FUFU has a heat spin point when performing the attack, 1 point is consumed per enemy. The spin attack then deals fire damage instead, and FUFU then gains 40 points of heat. A maximum of 10 heat spin points can be stored at once. Another way to gain heat spin points is through the assist follow-up, which gives 1 heat spin point on use every 10 seconds. Now that we're done with the base kit, let's now go over FUFU's W-Engine and Mindscapes. Starting with the W-Engine, which first increases the day's value of the user's enhanced skill, chain attack, and ultimate by 28%. Furthermore, when a chain attack or ultimate is activated, the entire team's damage is increased by 10%, which stacks up to 2 times and lasts for 12 seconds, with the duration of each stack being calculated separately. And lastly, there are FUFU's Mindscapes, starting with M1, which gives 100 points of heat upon entering battle. And when FUFU's chain attack hits, it applies the overheat effect, which causes all allies to ignore 14% of the enemy's all-type resistance. M2 applies the effect of the additional ability to the entire party. And furthermore, when any ally uses their ultimate, FUFU regains 5,000 points of heat, and her next open pot chain attack is then guaranteed to always crit and applies increased days value. M4 restores 1 heat point and gives 300 attack for 20 seconds when triggering Pursuit Assist after finishing an open pot attack. And finally, M6 lets the third stage of the basic attack hit an enemy up to 10 times, and then applies the wound effect for 15 seconds, which makes FUFU deal 20% increased damage against them, and those attacks are guaranteed to crit. Additionally, the fourth hit of the basic attack against a wounded enemy inflicts an extra hit of fire damage equal to 25% attack per strike. Next up, let's now go over the kit for YINHU, starting with his basic attacks, which launches up to 4 consecutive hits dealing physical damage. Additionally, if you have 3 points of Chi Force, the fourth hit consumes all stacks, which triggers a quick assist. Moving over to the skill or special attack. The normal skill has 2 versions. The first version is called Firecracker, which just deals normal physical damage to the enemy, while the second version is called Iron Shoulder Strike, which is launched by holding the skill button when having Chi Force or after the third hit of the enhanced skill, dealing physical damage and consumes 1 point of Chi Force. It also triggers Quick Assist on hit and becomes enhanced at max Chi Force. And lastly, there's the enhanced skill or special attack called Acupoint Strike, which performs up to 3 hits, each of which build Chi Force. Moving over to the main part of YINHU's kit, which is his core passive and additional ability. First is his core passive, which states that when YINHU hits an enemy with the Iron Shoulder Strike, it gives all allies entering through Quick Assist a penetration buff equal to 15% of YINHU's attack for 15 seconds. And after consuming 3 points of Chi Force, this is boosted to 30% of his attack. A maximum of 450 points of penetration can be gained this way. Then there is YINHU's additional ability, which states that if the party includes either a Rupture Agent or a teammate from the same faction, hitting an enemy with Acupoint Strike inflicts vulnerability and causes all sources to deal 10% more damage to the target. The first, second, and third hit of the strike grants 5 and 15 seconds of vulnerability respectively, with each stack being refreshable. The last 2 abilities are YINHU's Chain Attack and Ultimate. His Chain Attack is pretty basic as it just deals high amount of physical damage to the enemy, while his ultimate also deals a high amount of physical damage to the enemy and additionally heals the entire team for 200 plus 1% HP instantly for 10 seconds. Now that we're finally done with the base abilities, let's now move on to YINHU's W Engine and Mindscapes. Starting with the W Engine, which first increases the user's enhanced special attack and ultimate damage by 25%. Additionally, when any character in the team takes damage or recovers HP, the user recovers 2 energy points. This can be triggered once every 5 seconds. Next, let's now go over his Mindscapes. Starting with M1, which grants 1 Chi Force when triggering an assist follow-up. Additionally, hitting an enemy also triggers the previous teammate's Quick Assist. Next is M2, which increases energy recovery rate by X%. And when YINHU is not on field and has sufficient energy, he will auto-cast Acupoint Strike until either the energy is completely depleted or 3 points of Chi Force is gained. M4 increases the ultimate's HP recovery bonus by X%, and additionally casting the ultimate also gives 3 delicious snack stacks. Any teammate that gets damaged then consumes a snack to heal them by X%. And finally, there is M6, which simply just makes the team deal extra damage to vulnerable enemies by X%. So that's pretty much all of the information that I have for this video. If you found the info in this video helpful, feel free to give it a like. And also don't forget to subscribe to my channel to stay up to date with all the latest Zenless Zone Zero news and information. That's it for now, so I'll see you in the next video.